Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Dilip Dubey. He's an AI pioneer, entrepreneur, and investor. Has got 28 years of experience in AI-driven business transformation. He has founded, scaled, and exited multiple AI companies, generating over $500 million in shareholder value, and much, much more. We'll talk all about that. Welcome to the show, Dilip.
Good to be here, Ajay. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India. You have an Indian background, if I understand. So, welcome back to India in this online form. And I'm sure a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll understand from you about how we can use AI for business growth and success. We'll learn all about. But before that, let's understand a bit more about you, Dilip, so that people know who they are listening to.
Oh, absolutely, Ajay. Of course, India is close to my heart. Born, raised in India, and of course, over 30 years now, I have settled in US and primary background in engineering, building software companies, and started first company from my basement with my co-founder, scaled it from 0 to 100 million without any capital, started the next company, raised over 100 million, and then exited out to private equity companies. And that was my first AI company. And I was building AI companies when AI, Ajay, was the bad word, right? It was, you could go to customers and talk about AI, and they would literally either laugh at your face or just wait for you to leave the room and laugh. Like, really, AI is going to solve business problems. What is this guy up to? And since then, mentoring, coaching, investing, building great early stage and carve out AI businesses. I have a few technologies that I have developed, a few patents in the space, and of course, I'm really proud father of two great kids. Really lucky to have my wife Sonal in my life, married for 30 years now.
Wonderful, wonderful, Dilip. Thank you for that. Now let's try and understand. You focus a lot on this mid-market companies about their adopting and leveraging AI to drive business growth and improve their efficiency and stay competitive. Uh, why do you focus so much on mid-market companies? Means, what is it that you see and they are not able to see for themselves?
So Ajay, AI, in my opinion, is a superpower that businesses can use to transform, create enormous amount of value from efficiency to cost savings to revenue and profitability improvement to innovation. This, of course, superpower applies to all size of businesses. You could be a Fortune 500 company, a mid-market company, or a very small company. Mid-market companies have a very unique opportunity as compared to large companies to leverage this superpower, because not only can they impact all these pillars I talked about: efficiency, savings, revenue, profitability, and innovation, they have ability to make quick decisions. Actually, Harvard Business Review came out with an article talking about something similar, which is mid-market companies will become big companies of the future because both they can use the AI power and make the decisions quickly with it, as well as they have access to all the information and decision making in a very small size or small footprint, which larger companies have difficulty doing. If they can just figure out how to use AI, I think they can, and I've already seen businesses who are doubling or tripling their EBITDA or profitability here. So they do have a huge advantage as mid-market in an AI world compared to large companies.
Right. So what stops them, Dilip? Means, just because you say they shouldn't adopt it. They're smart people. What is it that stops them to you know embrace AI fully into whatever they are doing? Is it about mindset? Is it about leadership? Is it about they're afraid? Is it about worried about job losses? What is it that stops them adopting and adapting this thing called AI?
Yeah. No, great question, Ajay. So I travel the world. I talk to hundreds of business owners, executives in mid market fairly regularly, and there's a very common theme, right? On one side, the knowledge about AI, what AI can do, is quite clear, and most of the mid market leaders, owners accept that oh yes, AI has great capabilities. Not only that, they have a desire to use those capabilities, right? And on the other side, you have stories like this I shared, people doing great things with AI in mid market, doubling, tripling their profitability, innovating like crazy, kind of beating their large company competition. To answer your specific question, the biggest issue is the gap and how to bridge, go from one side to the other side. And there's a big chasm or a valley in between, which we can call the AI capability, or basically understanding, not even technology is very easily available to all, just understanding how to cross this chasm. And that is typically the question I get from mid-market leaders, which is hey, how do I use it? Where should I use it? Should I use AI? And if I want to start, how do I start? What are 3 4 things I should be doing right now to make, kind of take this journey to the other side of great value?
Absolutely. So we'll come to more points here, but in terms of AI readiness, how should mid market prepare themselves to be AI ready, or they can just jump into it? How do they get started into it, Dilip?
So, I mean, the first thing, Ajay, everybody should do is to take control of their data. Yeah. And taking control of your data used to be a large initiative. It took hundreds of thousands of dollars or crores of rupees and months and years to do it. We should take control of the data using AI. And I'll repeat that, use AI to take control of your data, because AI has really made it very simple. You can have data in the most legacy stage, like a piece of paper. You could have it in a very complicated database. AI has really leveled the playing field on you being able to get hold of your data. And please remember, data is your strategic asset now in an AI world. Taking control of it not only allows you to do what you want to do, it is also basically you're depositing this data in your bank to cash in now as well as cash in later. So that's always step one, is to get hold of your data. Step two is to find a easy AI platform, not a tool. There are lots of great tools, ChatGPT, Midjourney. There are lots of great tools, but not tools. Find great platform, and there are very few in the world, and specific to mid market. Use them to then deliver value. And few other things to keep in mind are, you will not win the talent war unless you are OpenAI or a very AI company with AI oriented founders. You will not win the AI talent war. It will be very hard to find AI talent. Good news is AI is the first technology of in our lifetimes where you don't need to know programming to use it. You can really converse with it in normal language. So learning how to use it is great. Believing in it can create a lot of value is other thing. But data, building a platform, and finding 2 or 3 projects called use cases in the lingo, and executing that to prove to yourself that this could create the value it has the promise for is very critical.
Absolutely, absolutely, Dilip. So you talk about data, and data along with comes data privacy. That is also a big concern with AI itself. How do you allay those fears? Because you put anything into AI and you lose your control. So whereas you are talking about control your data, here you are giving your own data, in the hands of AI, and you just don't know where it is, how it is going to be used. How what would you like to tell such people, such owners who may have this sort of a concern?
Absolutely. Ajay, we have to be very vigilant when we talk about data with respect to AI. And I'll go back to the differentiation of a tool versus a solution. If you're using a tool, I'll take the most commonly used tool like Gemini from Google or ChatGPT. I know companies who are uploading their financial information on it just to see what analysis can be. I have people uploading some of their confidential data to understand what it is, but that is clearly not the right way to approach it because that data is outside your four walls and you do lose control of the data. You must consider a private environment to do this. And you can do this with large companies, you can do it with mid market platforms. So that is important that you do not send your data, even though it looks harmless. Hey, I'm uploading something into ChatGPT. To your point, it then becomes a reference point for all of the world to use. And so, private data, clear contracts which state that your data is your data and cannot be used for other purposes except the learning and growing of it, which is fundamental to AI. Those are the things to look for in the market. And there are some great platforms out there, of course. Sutra.ai is one of them. There are bigger companies which also have platforms, but those are much more expensive and difficult to implement. But there are good platforms out there which are much better than tools.
Absolutely. That is what the second point I was about to come to. You talk about AI platforms, and many people understand tools as whatever they are, even as platforms. So, what's the difference between an AI tool like ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the things that you talked about and an AI platform? As a common person, how do I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So a tool is to take on a task for an individual primarily or a team, and a platform creates a solution that actually solves a business problem for you, right? So I will take two specific things here which may help us differentiate them further. So let's take ChatGPT as a tool. You can ask it questions, you can upload information, you can upload documents, and you can get some feedback. But can you use that feedback as is in a business? Probably not, because firstly, we talked about the privacy issue. Clearly, you're losing your data. Secondly, the feedback or the response you're getting may or may not be applicable to your business. Remember, these LLM tools, if you don't give them enough context, they actually can make up stuff to answer your question,
Right.
right? So you have to be cautious. If you start using stuff that is made up in a business, the decisions you make can really hurt your business instead of helping them. But these are very powerful tools. These are amazing tools. But the change is that you got to be able to take these tools and go from them to kind of data to value, which is where a platform plays. You take in the data, it works through the modeling, works through what your business needs, and sends an output that your business can use. And to do that requires a lot of complexity and packaging of things over and on the side of these tools. And probably you can't use just one tool to solve the problem. You may need 8 or 9 of them to solve a business problem. And most importantly, the problem should be solved in a way your teams and you can consume. It can't be solved in a manner where now you have to interpret it further or copy and paste it somewhere else, because those are not scalable. So that's the key difference, is just individual using it versus business solving a problem, tool versus a platform.
Absolutely. And the third point you talked about, was the talent part, the learning part. What is it that you want to emphasize here?
I think if you are an AI company and you have founders who are in AI world, or you are an open AI which has average salary of their AI folks is $300,000 a year, you are in a different boat. And those companies have to solve talent issue differently. But if you're a mid-market company building a business in manufacturing, financial services, HR, or whatever your business may be, you have to remember to afford that AI talent is number one difficult. Number two, you don't need that talent because the AI is, like I said earlier, a technology that allows you to communicate in a human way or natural language with it. Literally, you can ask the question and it'll answer. Just you have to ask really good questions, and you have to be able to give the context to AI to answer those really good questions well. And of course, Ajay, you would say, if I'm a business leader, who would I trust to ask the really difficult questions well? A business leader or a person who is purely focused on technology? The person on technology could be really smart, could be a great partner in your team and organization, especially your IT. But you, as a business leader, would be able to ask much better questions. So, on one side, you can't afford this talent. Even if you can afford it, they will leave you. I have seen it so many times. 6 months later, there are so many AI companies who are looking for talent. They would be more than happy to take on the talent you trained for 6 9 months on their side and pay them maybe double the money. So again, don't worry about winning the talent uh, battle. If you want to win the AI war, is what I tell all the folks I meet in mid market. Please focus on developing how to use AI within your current team. And if you can do that, you will see the momentum change. Once people realize the superpower, I have companies who have gone from 2 projects to 19 projects, two driven by kind of the CEO president, to rest of them being driven by the team because they can embrace and see how much value they are generating for the business as well as making their life simpler.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dilip. So, what should be the mindset of mid-market companies, the leaders of such companies? Should it be about that let's save money because we can use AI, we can reduce our wage bill? That is one of the things. Or is it or because we are not getting enough talent here, so we can use AI as effectively as possible? Or should their focus be beyond that? It's about as you talk about driving business growth, improving efficiency, and staying competitive. What should be the mindset when you start to adopt and adapt AI?
So what I share with mid-market owners and leaders always is, and it's a little bit of a stretch statement here, Ajay, which is, if you are not targeting to double your profitability, either by efficiency savings or by revenue growth or both, over next 18 months to 24 months using AI, you are not doing something right. You have that kind of superpower in your hand. Yet I know sounds a little bit out there, like really I can double the profitability of my business. But I'm sharing that I know many companies that I'm coaching or mentoring or deeply involved with who are doing not only that, but a lot more. And the idea is, once you can do that, then you can be on the journey to innovate and become a big business. Because once you see these kind of crazy things happen in your business without much of a disruption, you can really scale the business to be bigger. And of course, when you scale, you can use AI now to scale instead of the traditional path of going out, hiring, and building out teams, which is just not possible at the speed AI is evolving today.
Right, right, Dilip. So, should business owners, or even I have a limited understanding of this, should it be only about one tool here and there? Should it be about ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or any of DeepSeek and all? Should it be
Yeah.
only about that? What is this whole AI thing all about? You also talked about AI platforms, or is it much more beyond that you are talking about?
Yeah. No, so Ajay, I'll give you just practical examples of how a business owner in really Michigan, U.S., and then I know business owners in Nagpur, India, who are using it exactly the same way. It's just such a level playing field with AI. And everyone initially, because there were some team members or your kids or your relatives who are all on these what is called the tools like ChatGPT, Claude, many others, and they all got intrigued by it, but they didn't really believe that they can make an impact on their business. So they all started with, hey, yeah, I want to learn all these things. I want to get intrigued by all these things, but I really want a way to actually solve my business problem. I want something to handhold me from start to end and not have to put the burden of thinking, planning on me to make this AI value happen. And the way to do that again is I just start from collect your data, figure out the 2 or 3 projects you want to do, get the value, become a believer. Yeah, and please, no hobby projects here, right? I think a lot of AI projects are hobby projects. Please don't allow your teams, yourself, to do hobby projects in AI. Make sure your CFO or head of finance is right on top of them. They have to deliver real hard dollar or hard rupee ROI, and take that then forward to do more things. And using this, like, and I'll give you an example, like Sutra.ai, a platform based on some of the patterns I had created. It's just literally you suck in the data, and on the other side, you get the value either in your current systems or in a new system. It should be that straightforward, and you should be able to do this in 90 days or less. And that's the journey I would encourage everybody to take, Ajay.
Absolutely, Dilip. One more thing is about, the risk, de-risking yourself. AI you are using, and it's like, jumping off the plane, but you have got some safety net here. What is the safety net here for mid-sized companies when you get, neck deep into use of AI for whatever you want to use it?
Yeah. Great question, Ajay. I will answer it 2 different ways, right? One is AI is eating software and labor, right? So this is not replacing, hey, just humans, even though there are more jobs going to be created than they'll be lost. But it is actually literally eliminating the need for many software systems you have, and of course, eliminating the needs for many jobs that may be real in your business today. So on that front, you have to look at your business, and I call this the black hole paradox, which is, if you're familiar with what a black hole is in the space, it's like this massive energy that is sucking everything that is next to it in, and it disappears, right? And then you have to look at your business to say, okay, I don't want to be so close to the black hole, which is like, my business shouldn't be something that AI can completely eat up. Like, if your business is software and some labor, and AI can solve it for $20 a month, the chances that business will be at risk are very high. So you don't want to be too close to that. Also, in an AI world, you don't want to be so far out in the space that nobody cares about you, right? So you just have to maintain optimal distance where you take advantage of the forces, of the gravitational forces of the black hole to propel your business, but don't be so far out that nobody cares. So the risk is this. This is more strategy, Ajay, than anything else. You need to be optimally placing your business in an AI world for success, and take full advantage of it and not get sucked into it. On the other side, the businesses, and some people are hearing your podcast today. Some of them have this knowledge maybe last year. Some people will have this information and knowledge in 2026. Well, if people who start this work in 26, 27 would have a much harder time, because their competitors would have doubled their profitability. The competitors would have innovated beyond. So waiting is not a good idea, but also please don't waste time and money on just hobby projects. Do real work, get real ROI using real platforms.
Absolutely. So if people watch this or know about you, then they'll say, okay, Dilip, I've heard about it. You have talked great stuff. You know about it. You are a AI pioneer. You are an investor, entrepreneur. You know so many things. But where do you come into my growth story? What is it? Where do you get into? How do you help people? How is it that they can get your help with all this information and knowledge that you have?
Surely. So, firstly, Ajay, they can reach me on LinkedIn at Dilip Dubey. They can reach me through my email, which is Dilip, Dilip, at Dubey, Dubey.ai. And if they're looking specifically for a platform, the one that, of course, I founded and comfortable with is Sutra.ai, focused on mid market. It is Sutra.ai. Those are the three places. I am very open in sharing ideas and knowledge. Please join me on LinkedIn. Please share an email. And I'm happy to share whatever I know in the space if that can help your business or thought progress forward.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass for joining
Thanks,
us.
Ajay. Thank you for having me.